One of my favorite things to do is go to Five Below and look at their t-shirts. They always have the cutest designs for $5, but unfortunately they don't have a lot of kids options. So whenever I find a t-shirt that I like in an adult size, I take it home and I transform it into a shirt for my son. Stay tuned if you guys want to learn how to do the same. I like to buy a size large because my son is in a 2T and that's plenty of fabric for him. The first step is to cut off that neckband. I'm going to use the neckband later for the smaller shirt. The pattern that I'm using for this project is the Kids Essential Tee pattern from Peekaboo Pattern Shop. I have a link below. If you don't have a pattern, then you can simply use a t-shirt that fits your child right now, cut it up, and then you can use that as your pattern. Now that the neckband is cut off, you're going to take your front pattern piece and you're going to line it up with the center of your design. Once you've aligned it, you're going to take your tailor's chalk and you're going to trace around your pattern. After you're done tracing, you're going to remove your pattern and then you're going to flip it to the opposite side, making sure that it's mirrored. Once it's lined up with the other side that we've already traced, we're going to put our pattern weights on it. Then we're going to take our tailor's chalk and we're going to trace around the other side. Next, we're going to take our back pattern piece and we're going to lay it on top of the lines that we just traced. Once you have it lined up, you're going to take your tailor's chalk and you're going to trace just the top neckline of that back piece. Once one side is complete, you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. After that's traced, the next step is just to cut those pattern pieces out. As you're cutting through both layers of the t-shirt, so you're cutting through both the front and the back. When you get to the neckline portion, you want to make sure you cut around that top line and not the bottom line, not yet. Once you're done cutting out the front and back pieces, you're going to take that back piece out and place it to the side. Then you're going to cut out the neckline of the front piece. Now that that's cut out, the next step is to cut our sleeves. So what you're going to do is take your sleeve pattern piece and you're going to align the bottom of that sleeve pattern piece with the hem that's on the sleeve of the original t-shirt. The sleeve piece is supposed to be cut on the fold, so what you want to do is align that part that says on fold with the top of that sleeve. That way you're going to get a double-sided sleeve instead of two individual pieces. Once it's aligned, you're just going to take your fabric scissors and you're going to take your time cutting that out. Next, you're going to repeat that step with the second sleeve. Now it's time for the neckband. You're going to take that neckband that we cut off of the original t-shirt and we're going to fold it in half. You're going to take your neckband pattern piece and you're going to place it on top of that neckband where the fold is. Once you have it placed, you're going to put some pattern weights down, get your scissors, and you're just going to trim off the excess. So that should be the last of your pattern pieces. Now we're going to move on to constructing the shirt. You want to lay your front pattern piece right side up, then you're going to take your back piece right side down and lay it on top of that front piece. Once it's smooth, you're going to take it over to your sewing machine and sew it together at the shoulder seams. Now that our shirt's sewn together, we're going to pull it apart and then we're going to lay it flat on our surface. It's time to sew on our sleeve, so we're going to take our sleeve and we're going to unfold it. When you unfold it, you want to make sure the wrong side is facing up. You're going to align the center of that sleeve with that shoulder seam. Once that's aligned, you're going to pin that together, and then you're going to slowly pin the rest of the sleeve to the base of the shirt. Since the sleeve is an odd shape, you want to take your time while you're doing this to make sure everything lines up. Now that everything's pinned, we're going to take it over to our sewing machine and we're going to sew those sleeves on. Now that the sleeves are on, we're going to take our shirt and we're going to make sure that it's right sides together. We're going to align those side seams, then we're going to take it over to our sewing machine and we're going to sew it together at the side seams, from the end of the sleeve to the bottom of the shirt. I'm also going to serge the raw edge of the bottom, but that part is optional. We're going to flip our shirt right side out and then we're going to take it over to our ironing board and we're going to iron it flat. After we've done that, we're going to take our neckband piece, we're going to fold it in half and then we're going to sew it together at the back seam. Next, we're going to pin our neckband onto our shirt. So to do that, we're going to place it on the right side of the shirt. I like to place the back seam with the back of the shirt. Once that back seam is pinned, I like to pin the side seam and then also the front of the shirt. Now that everything's pinned on, we're going to take it over to our sewing machine and sew it. As you're sewing the neckband, you want to make sure you slightly stretch just so it aligns with the top of the shirt. The last step is to hem the bottom of your shirt. Take your shirt over to your ironing board and you're going to fold up about 1/4 of an inch and then you're going to iron it flat, take it over to your sewing machine and you're going to hem it. Because t-shirts are made out of knit material, you want to hem it with a twin needle. I get my twin needles in bulk on Amazon. I also have a short that shows you guys how to thread a twin needle as well. And then once you're done hemming, the shirt should be done. This is what the shirt looked like on my son before we made it a smaller shirt, and now look at it as a 2T. This is a great idea to do if you have some old t-shirts that you don't wear anymore but you think would be cute for your child. You could also thrift t-shirts to do this, and one of my favorite things to do is to buy a t-shirt for myself and my son and do like a mommy and me moment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.